People who don't like me don't stop my praise. The enemy is doing the absolute best he can to discourage you and to whip you to make you feel like you're not going to make it to your next. Do I have a witness in here? Because you don't need to be around somebody that's intimidated about your future. You don't need to be sitting by somebody that's jealous of what God's getting ready to do. If you are discouraged that yoke tonight has been broken, I come tonight with the prophetic declaration that there is nothing that shall be able to stop you from getting to the place that God has ordained for you to be. Whatever is standing before you, it has no power. Tell them you are unstoppable. You're unstoppable. You're unstoppable.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Unstoppable family. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy to see you here tonight. All right. All right. Hope everybody had a blessed weekend. All right. Because we're here tonight again. And we're starting a whole new week, a whole new set of shows, right? Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. So welcome to one and all. All right. Peter Palmer, good night. Thank you for taking in tonight. First time I'm going to name this and show it, right? Yeah, man, welcome. All right, I'm seeing Mama Merville over there. Look at yourself, Merville. Now, listen, most of you may remember we had this just talking about losing her son and is unable to bury him because some of his organs cannot be located, right? She is here for her party because we had to cut it the last time. However, she is here tonight to continue sharing her ordeal, right? She is still very much oh God, hold on, let me see that. Oh God, let me see that. Hold on. All right. Most people saying can't hear. Audio is not clear. So I don't know what's happening, but let's try to start it first real quick. Let's try to start it real quick. Bear with me for a minute. All right, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better now. Not talk to my family. Let me know. How does the audio sound? Is it sounding any better? Want to talk to me? All right. Allison says perfect. All right, Wayne. Big up yourself. Much appreciated. Thank you, family. All right. So we are here now with the guest, as I was saying, for those of you who couldn't hear me clearly. I'm here now with the guest to continue her part 2, right? And I'm not going to waste any more time because the show is only an hour long, as you already know. All right. And she has a lot to get into. So I'm going to get to her right now once I've paid the credit to the sponsors, of course. Now, let me keep on telling you about Slam IPTV services. The reason why I can talk about Slam IPTV so much is because it is a service that I am personally using. And when me tell you, I have no issues, me not have no issues at all. I am getting television stations from all around the world. And the good thing about Slam IPTV is you can even personalize it and tell them, listen, Slam, I want these channels, that channels from this country, channels from that country, and Slam IPTV will give you those channels. We are talking about news channels, movie channels, premium channels, all HD channels we're talking about right here. All right, I'm here to talk about if you're a foreigner, you want to watch some Jamaican channels or any channels from the Caribbean, Slam IPTV is the service that can provide it. Now you can reach out to them at 647-858-4337 and you can WhatsApp them to or call them straight. You can reach them on Instagram and Facebook at slam_IPTV. Family, now I'm sure someone hear a few of these phrases at some point. It's all in your head. We can make the pain go away. Here, just take this pill. Or just watch it for a little while, man. Maybe we stop. But guess what? If you don't want guesswork, if buts are maybes, then McLaren's Age Reversing Wellness Center should be your next stop. State-of-the-art equipment to make it easier for you to get the answers you seek. Them assess the problem and provide results the same day. You need to schedule your appointment if you want to get the answers. 914-278-9394. Or you can visit the website mclarenswellness.com. Check it out today. All right, so remember the rules of the platform, family. You are never ever allowed to be disrespectful towards anyone on the platform, not in the comment section and definitely not towards my guest on the phone tonight. However, you are free to share your opinions in the comment section as long as you keep it respectful. All right, with that said and out of the way, let me get the guest on tonight to share her experience with us and continue her part 2. Carla, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening. Hi.
Great. All right. So you had left off on your part 1. I would like
Thank
for you
you
to.
for having me, I must say.
No problem. And welcome back. You can continue from where you left off in part 1. Okay. We'll just listen. Go right ahead.
Okay. The last time I was here, I was talking about moving into the new property that the council provided. So obviously I've been struggling for years to obtain any support in the home with my son, who was born with brain damage. He's got cerebral palsy, and I moved in the new house after struggling for years to get a place that's suitable for his needs. So when I moved in the new house, at that time, I remember I was saying I went to the panel, and the social worker said she's gonna do everything to put things in place for him. Moving in the house, still having problems with her trying to obtain any respite care or to put any things in place for him or any services or the services that was there present at the time. After all that, I had to obtain a solicitor. I was telling you to get somewhat care in the house. Each time I try to get somewhat care in the house, the care is never trained. There's always people turning up unprofessional, no training, don't know what they're doing. And they would say, these are the people we can provide. The last person that was here after I went to the solicitor again to obtain a carer. After I went to court, sorry, I forgot that. We went to court. The judge gave me back my son. I came home. That was when most of these the system social worker and the CCG and Charlton Farm and these places starting to step in to do some support. They provide me with an agency which the care was unqualified because they didn't want to pay for care with experience. So most of these care that they're sending me, they haven't got no training. They provide me with a carer because they keep saying they haven't got the funding, they haven't got the funding, they haven't got the funding. So they provide me with, because there's two agency. So you had an agency that they provide me with the care from, and then you had Thornbury Nursing, which is a well-qualified agency, but they were more expensive. So they didn't want to pay them because they use nurses to come in the house to care for him, because they keep saying they have got the funding. So they find this agency, I think it's called Charm. The young man came to my house. I could tell from seeing him, you know, that this wasn't the job for him. But obviously, they are saying, you have to train the person and see what they can do. He come to the house. I start training him. He started working here. After working here, he was here for about 8 weeks, and they couldn't still sign him off because he wasn't trained. He still didn't know what he was doing after being here 8 weeks. And I was the one that was training him. And then the agency would send in a nurse, and the nurse is meant to come in to watch him to sign him off. She did come in, but because he wasn't trained, she couldn't sign him off. The 1st of October, because that following week I was thinking I'm just gonna let him go back to what I know, which is caring for Daniel on my own, because this was getting complicated. It was really stressful. It was really, really bad, depressing. Saturday, he come to work. He starts at 4 and he finishes at 8. Coming to work this Saturday, we were talking. I called him in a meeting and I was explaining to him, because he keeps making a lot of mistakes, and mistakes can lead to Daniel being in hospital, or it can lead to him passing. These mistakes are mainly to do with his care, can lead him to even die. And I was explaining to him that, he has to be alert. You can't just sit there, you know what I mean? You have to get up, get on things. If he's in his chair and he's cold, you have to know that you have to get his duvet, you have to get his blanket, stuff like that. If he's in pain, there's painkillers in his room, And I was talking to him the Saturday. He came in, he said he understand. He was there. He was quite young. He's obviously, because he just came in, I have to pass over the information. We're gonna feed him now. He's gonna get ready for bed, etc. So he started. We started putting him on his feet, changing him. Caring for him as a normal day. I think it was about 6 o'clock. He said he's gonna take him to the park, take him for a walk, because what happened, because obviously we are in the house all day, so he would bring him like to the park and he'll bring back. We usually bring him out and bring him back after school. He likes going out for walks. And it was cold, so he went to the door and he said, no, I said, okay, yes, it's better if you stay in, because it was really cold. So he came in, he was in his room with him. He was on his feet, he was watching his TV, because he's got sensory lights in his room and stuff like that. So both of them was in the room together. At 7 o'clock, he said he's gonna put him to bed. So he put him in bed. I said, that's fine. Carry on. I went in the room, I showed him what to do. And I went in the room and he was there for like maybe 5 minutes. And I said, you got to put him in bed. That's fine. He was putting him in bed. I left the room. So I was upstairs with my younger son. I was doing a bit of assignment for him. So I was upstairs and he put him in bed, and I was with Lamar, and he said he's leaving. So I said, that's fine, So I said, that's fine, because I could hear him when he's going through the door from upstairs. I said, that's fine. After he left, within half an hour, I went to check on him, check on Daniel. So once I went downstairs, now I went in his room. I noticed that he had the pillow over his face. So I quickly pulled the pillow from his face, and he was bleeding through his mouth and his nose. So I started knocking him. I started calling his name. I started doing CPR. I started screaming to call my daughter to call the ambulance, and she quickly come downstairs and she called the ambulance. She was on the phone with them, and they were telling me what to do, to put him on the floor, make sure the floor is hard, and start working on him. And that's what I do. That's what I started to do. Then within 5 minutes, the ambulance was here. I think it was 9 people, and they all came in and they started working on him. They cut his clothes off. They started trying to get his heart to beating again. His heart stopped beating. You know, um, he just didn't come back. Uh, yeah, his heart stopped beating. He didn't come back. At that time, my sister was here. She came to the house. It was a lot of people in the room, like the people from the ambulance. They were working on him. They were doing a lot of CPR. A doctor come in the night as well, and he didn't come back, So they left us with the body for a little bit.
You can take a break if you wish to. I know it's not easy to talk about. You can take a break if you need it. Honorable family, please bear with her. Obviously, you can understand why she is pretty emotional right now talking about this situation. All right.
Yeah, they left us with the body for a little bit, for a shorter period of time. And they said we should come to the hospital. I should come down with him in the ambulance. So I went there with him. They put him on a ward, and I was there with him, I think, until 5 o'clock in the morning. So being there, they started taking blood, So they're starting to do some tests to find out, obviously, what's the cause of the sudden death. There was a lot of police the night asking a lot of questions, So the night they said, I left the hospital, I think it was 5 o'clock, and I came back home. And before I left, they said the police is going to come to the house the following day with a pediatrician. And I should sign the paper to confirm. So that's what I did. I signed the paper. They said I must not leave the house for 11 o'clock, and they're going to come. I was here. They didn't show up until 12 o'clock, but there was 3 people that came here. But because this just happened, I didn't, I wasn't paying notice to it. But obviously family members was here and friends. So they come in the room, they came in where Daniel's room is, and they started questioning me, about the week, the day, everything. But because there's CCTV in the house, at first, the officer, he didn't want it to be on the camera. But the pediatrician was saying to him, no, she think it's fine for him to be, for them to be on the cameras. So on the CCTV. So I was there about 3 hours answering questions, about the week, what happened the Saturday, what we did, everything, So they said they're gonna need the cameras from the room and in the downstairs where his room is. And I said, okay, just let me get me a copy of it so I can have it, because there's those camera that's on Amazon. I want a copy and they could have a copy as well. So we both can have it so I can give it to the solicitor. I gave them the cameras and I've got a copy as well, but I'm having trouble seeing back the footage. So after that now I proceed to ask for my son's body. I asked them because when I saw him the Monday, I went to see his body the Monday. They said I should bring whatever he likes. So I bring his pajama, I bring his teddy bear. So I went there with my family and we looked for him. We left him there on the Monday. The Tuesday we went there as well, and we went there the Sunday. The Tuesday when I went to look for him at the morgue, I was talking to a young man that works in the morgue about because he's the one that you have to call him before I go in to see Daniel. So I called him and I went there to see Daniel, and I was telling him that if they could do an autopsy, but not to cut him open and remove his internal organs, or out, because I'm a Muslim, so I asked them specifically because of my religion not to go ahead to do that. He said yes, they've got other ways that they can do the autopsy, but without cutting him, they can put a tube down his nose and down his mouth and etc. I think I did send you the recording from the coroner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did. I'm not quite sure if I did, but he said she's gonna call me to discuss before they do any autopsy. I said okay. I didn't hear anything from them. Nothing. The Wednesday, nothing. The Thursday, nothing. My sister said I should call them to find out what's going on with the body. I called her. I called the man from the office and I asked him for the coroner's number. He gave me the coroner number and I called her. So upon calling her, discussing that if she could just do an autopsy where, his body is still intact, where we could bury him. She said no, she's gonna have to cut him open. We haven't got no say there, we haven't got no rights. This investigation, you haven't got anything to say. I don't want to hear anything from you. You're lucky I'm even talking to you guys. I think I started to say to her, it's best if the conversation, we record a conversation because you have to let them know. My sister started to talk to her as well, so the argument gets heated on the phone. I said to my sister, I don't want to talk about this no more. You know, she said they're gonna go ahead with the full autopsy the next day. So the conversation end. I didn't hear anything after that again. I haven't heard anything up until now, and this is the 1st of October.
So have
Um,
they given you a cause of death?
no. So my sister is the one that keeps calling the coroner, Miss Deborah Neal. Um, she said they did a full autopsy. They remove his organs. The last time my sister talked to her, it was about 2 weeks ago. She said they remove his brain and they send it off, and they don't know when it's gonna come back. It would be easier if we take back the body without the organs in it. But if it's a case where we're gonna wait for his organs to be repatriated to the body. She can't give us a date or what's gonna happen. That's when my sister and I started talking on the phone, and she's like, I don't understand what you mean. She said once the investigation is over, because they did an autopsy and the autopsy came back negative, inconclusive, but she sent off the brain. They are struggling to find out exactly where the brain is. Um, once the police said it's okay for us to release the body to us, she could send by the body as soon as possible without anything in it, without organs. So I was telling her, I don't understand why can't his body come back the way it was when I saw him the last time. From then, I haven't heard anything from her. I haven't heard anything from the police. My sister and both of us keep going to the police station, to find out what's going on. No one is calling. No one is reaching out. No one gets back to us to say anything. I haven't heard anything from the coroner, anything at all. I've got a solicitor, but obviously these solicitors are legal aid. So when you're using them, they're still reluctant, they're relaxed. So if it's a case where I don't reach out and find out what's going on, it would take like days for him to get back to me, or weeks. So after I keep going to the police station, I had a conversation with a police officer, but he said he's not on the case, but he's just updated me that someone is gonna try to get in contact with me who is working on the case. Because obviously I was expressing to him that it's very important to find out what went wrong with Daniel. That's because the carer was the last person that see him alive in the room. He left when he left him. He was the last person that's seen him alive. So it's important for them to do the autopsy, but it's important as well for them to repatriate his organs back to his body. He said he's gonna speak to Miss Neal and get back to us. I haven't heard anything from Miss Neal. I was explaining from seeing Daniel in the room that the negligence from the care that caused him to lose his life, and obviously the system failed drastically to provide any form of support in the house. So by Daniel not being here and not being alive, it's easier for them because they don't have to put any funding aside to do anything for him. When I went in the room, Daniel is stifled to death, just from the negligence from the carer.
Okay.
All of what I.
So let me ask you. All right. So you say you haven't heard anything back from the coroner.
No.
Did the police tell you whether or not the investigation has been completed? Did they actually complete the autopsy? Did the police give you any sort of information at all pertaining to that?
No, I haven't heard anything from anyone. The last time I went to the station to find out what's going on, I think it was over a week ago. Me and my sister went there, and because every time we went there 2 times, so they keep logging it. So, and they said someone will get back to us. Someone did call me back to say he said he's not working on the case, but someone who is on the case, who is dealing with the coroner, would get back to me. So I'm still waiting on one of the officer who said is in charge of the who's dealing with the case.
And how long has it been since they had your son's body?
It's been over a month. So I think it's maybe 1 month and 2 weeks.
And it's just his brain that they can't find?
From speaking to the coroner, Deborah Neal, when we were asking her for him, she said he's at her coroner office but they remove his internal organs, and she send off the brain and in some of the organs. She she stated that it would be easier for us for them to give us the body to the morgue without the organs.
It would be easier. What she means by it would be easier for them to do that?
Basic, I send you the voice note. I think I send you. I'm not quite sure. Basically, what she's saying that they've got the organs. She kind of she's gonna have to find out where exactly the brain they send the brain off is, and some of the internal organs. But she is not sure what time span it's gonna take for her to get back the organs and the brain specifically. She said the brain is very delicate, and it's very important part of the body. So they send it off. She send it off, but she's not quite sure where the team who's working underneath her send it. So she's gonna have to find out, and and the rest of his organs. She's saying that she don't know when. That's her specific word. She don't know when. She cannot give us a date, and she would try to get to see when and where the brain is. She's saying it would be quicker if, i.e., we want to bury him, because she cannot say if it's going to be within 4 months or if it's going to be within longer. She cannot put a time on it. She don't know. It would be easier if we buried him. She underwrote the body without his internal organs.
All right. So let me answer a question. All right. So Patsy, it's not that she can't get the organs at a later date. She doesn't want to get the body without the organs in it due to her religion. She wants to bury him the same way that he came on this earth. Right. So that is the issue that she is having. She wants to get the body the same way they got the body. Right. So without the organs, she doesn't want the body that way. She doesn't want a shell because of her religion. She wants to make sure that he is buried intact. All right, Patsy. No, a lot of the commenters are asking. I know you said you have a solicitor, but they're asking if you actually sought out the assistance of a lawyer for this.
The thing is, I'm trying my best to find because there is an inquest should be coming up next year. I'm trying to find a solicitor. Obviously, I'm working on, but because everything is so, you know, everything is all over the place. You know, I can't sleep at night. I'm suffering with really bad depression, and I've got two solicitors, but these solicitors are legal aid, so I'm trying to move away from the legal aid because they're not working. Obviously, they're working more so because they're getting paid from the system, so they're relaxed. Once you sign the legal aid form to say, you know, they send it off to say, I'm working for this client. That's it. Because the solicitor, when I explained to him what's going on, he was saying this is not supposed to be happening, but yet still he's relaxed. You know, he's like one time a week out here from him. Um, Nothing, you know. Sometimes if I don't try to call him and try to get through his secretary, there's nothing, you know.
Okay, so as far as the investigation goes, in his death, it's inconclusive. Do they have any evidence to say what caused his death? As far as because you mentioned that the last person to see him was the caregiver, right? Did they question him?
Yes. Yes, he's on the investigation as well because his death is so sudden. They're doing an investigation, which is quite important because we need to know what happened, you know. But everything that I know and what I was training him not to do, that's what he did to cause, you know, Daniel to pass. You know, he put the bed up too high and he cut off his airway. and stop him from breathing. And then he put the bed up too high because he's a child with cerebral palsy. He can't move once his legs is in the braces from the operation, what I explained to you the last time. So when his foot is in the braces, because he tends to use his legs to move, and he's in the sleep system that they provided as well. Once he's in both of that, and then you put the bed up so he can roll out of the bed, and or he's gonna be there in the braces, and then what he did, he put a pillow behind his head. So he wiggled down in the bed and the pillow fell over his head. And he couldn't get from under the pillow.
How old was Daniel at the time?
He just turned 10. I can't remember. I think I sent you the I just had a birthday for him, a birthday get together. So I think I sent you the video of he just turned 10.
Now Alison asked a question in the comments. Alison is asking if he was supposed to be alone with him, seeing that he didn't have any training.
He wasn't alone with him. I was upstairs. He just put him to bed. Within that thing was maybe half an hour. So I was upstairs because I just left the room, so I would be in and out of the room, so I just left the room. He put him in bed. Obviously he finished at 8 o'clock, so he said he's gonna go, but these things that he's doing, I am training him not to do them. Like if he makes any mistake, obviously I'm there. I would say, these things, you can't do these things. Some of these things are common sense. You know what I mean? Some of these things you would naturally know as a parent, or. So he just left. I went downstairs within half an hour, and that's when I went in the room and seen him.
Skeeter wants to know now, if it was suffocation, why was he bleeding from the nose?
When I found him, because obviously I've been caring for him for so much years, and I've been looking after him for quite a while, I could tell that it's to see the way he was. I could tell because the pillow was over his head. It's just like if you put someone in bed, he's got one of those hospital bed. It's not a regular bed like what we sleep in. He can't. When he's in his braces, I think I sent you a picture of his gaiters that they provided for him. When his legs is in his gaiter, he can't move. He's in a restrained position, and he doesn't use his hand to move. So when he's in that position and you put the bed up, remember, if you put your chin on your neck, you can feel where it's starting to cut you off from breathing. So once his head is like that, and you put the pillow behind his head, obviously, that's it. The pillow fell over his head. He was wiggling, and the pillow fell over his head. So when I found him, the pillow was over his face. So he was bleeding from his nose, and some of the blood was through his mouth. But when I found him, I didn't think he was dead, So I started calling his name. I started performing CPR on him. I take the gaiters off as well. I take him off his feet, and I scream my daughter, call the ambulance straight away. And they were here within 5 minutes.
Did they pronounce him dead on the scene when they arrived or at the hospital?
They were working for an hour on him. So they were here for like an hour. A doctor came here, and they pronounced him while he was in the room on the floor.
Now, you mentioned that you've been unable to sleep since this incident, because and for those of you wondering, she's actually in the UK. For those of you who doesn't know, tell us exactly how this situation is affecting you.
It's more so it's mental, you know. It's mental, and it's got is right now I'm really going through a bad depression dealing with everything that's happened. Um it's just the fact that the system failed so drastically, and to provide any support in a home for him, that leads up to him being not here with us. If Michael had any form of training to provide the care for Daniel, i.e., the nurses who works with Tombury, he would still be here. I've been caring for him on my own for 9 years. I looked after my son for 9 years with no support in the home. And once I started asking for support, that's when my life became a living hell.
And you asked for support, but
They,
still wasn't really getting any support because they were sending
there
untrained
wasn't any
people.
support. No. Exactly. He's not even trained to give the medication. And up and being here, he was here for 8 weeks, and he's still, but he was like, he was more so in a different place because he's here, he's on his phone, or he's just, it wasn't like that was the job for him. He wasn't interested. And I did mention these things to them. He's always late for work. He's he is always not showing up for work. Um he said he's in university, just came over to go to university. So he's only been in the country for I think he said 1 year. And that's what, since asking for help, they send all these people to the house who is not trained. The only time I get a carer is from the agency. And because they're nurses, they're well qualified and they're well trained. If I was here with my son on my own, he would still be here.
So when you relate these things to them, what did they have to say? Did you
They were
express
they,
to them that you feel like it's due to negligence why your son passed? What did they have to say about that?
yes, I did say the to them, I did say to the police, I said to all everyone, I've been saying, but because the system what happened, everyone works together. You know, everyone, the police work with the corner, they work with social services, everyone works together. So if it's in a case where something bad has happened, they're not gonna come out and say we did something wrong. That's where you have to get either the media involved, or you're gonna have to get a really good solicitor, because they're not gonna take risks. These people never take accountability for anything. They would never say we did something wrong. No, it's never gonna happen. They would never say, you know, we failed him. I remember I went to the panel. The panel stated that I should even be living in the house. He should be getting the care that every other children in this country is getting in his school. After I moved from the house, it's the same thing again. I had to go to a solicitor to get somewhat care. The care is not, so it was something ongoing. And because I am from Jamaica, they look at us like, you know, we're nothing.
Mhm.
He was born here, but they still treated him like he's nothing. If he was a European child, a Caucasian child, that would happen to him. That would never happen to him. I've been caring, looking after him for 10 years on my own, 9 years fully. It's just last year that they stepped in. And every single time I go to them to provide any support, they turned us down.
All right, so I'm going to open the phone lines right now for anyone that wishes to call in and give this mother some advice or even a positive word. I'm sure she would appreciate it. 754-317-5747 is the WhatsApp number to call. You can call right now. All right, so you mentioned that you need to find a better solicitor. Are you at least trying to seek one out?
Yes,
Because you
yes, I
mentioned that the
am.
one that you have
Yes,
presently is pretty laid back and relaxed. Um, have you been speaking to others?
yes, I have been online trying to find solicitor because there's two solicitor I have now. I had four solicitors. I had four solicitors, but because Daniel is passed, I've got two solicitors. Um, I've got one for the negligence during birth, where he was born with brain damage, so that's a case in separate. And now I've got one who's supposed to deal with the corner. I'm trying to find a solicitor at this present time because this solicitor I have, because as I said, he's legal aid, he's quite relaxed once you signed the funding form, the legal aid funding.
Mm-hmm. And you can't actually afford to get a lawyer, so you have to.
That's where I'm putting the funding together now, me and my family, so I can get a private solicitor who can deal with the because obviously we're there, so they're gonna have a inquest. So that's where we're gonna need. I'm putting the funding to get a solicitor. So the inquest is, they said it's gonna be sometime next year. Obviously, we're not sure yet.
So you don't intend to accept his body without receiving his brain, correct?
No, I think his I need his organs to be repatriated back to his body. Um, the last time I seen him, he looks like he was sleeping. He was at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's to get. I didn't sign up to remove anything. I didn't, even until now. From he passed, I only signed one paperwork just to say that they were gonna come to the house the following day after
Mm-hmm.
him passing. I didn't sign up for that.
All right, so we have a caller on the line. Let's see what this caller's take is. Caller, good night, you're live.
Hi, good night. How's everyone doing?
I'm blessed. Thank you for calling.
Okay, I really wanted to extend my sincerest condolences to you first and foremost. One of the things that I would highly recommend, I was listening to everything that you said. To me, it looks like you do have a case for at least, wrongful death lawsuit or discrimination or gross negligence. I would find out if there's a chapter of the NAACP. It's typically all around the world. There's one in England. And
Okay.
if there is one, I would
Okay.
definitely recommend contacting them to see if there's a lawyer that specializes in these cases. There has to be a branch or a discipline in England with lawyers who take on these type of cases. So that's something that would be one of the first steps that you would need to do. A specific lawyer who
Okay.
specializes in these type of cases when it concerns anything medical. So definitely reach out to your resources. I know there's like a lot of Black people there. There's Africans, there's Jamaicans. Definitely find something like that in England that can help you and maybe
Yes.
pair you with a lawyer that is willing to take on your case, because you do have a case, you have documentation. It's been 9 years, you have everything documented that you've had all of these years without, even though it won't bring your son back, at least it can start some change. Maybe will implement better practices when they're dealing with minorities who live in England. So that's one of the things where maybe you can start an organization for other kids, or in honor of your son. So I would do that.
Yes. That was well said, and that's what I was thinking as well, because to be honest, is to me as his mother, and seeing what we've been going through as a family from birth, it was more so trying to get rid of him because they keep discussing that they don't have the funding. We haven't got the funding. And when you go to Daniel's school, because obviously he goes to a really good school, there's children there like him who is in more serious condition. They've got breathing tubes, you know what I mean? And they go to school every day. They've got carers who take them to school, who pick them up. Their family goes on holiday with carers and everything. So I've seen it, but he didn't have we didn't even get a house to live in to care for him. You know, I was lifting him for 9 years. I'm having problems with my back. And I'm having problems with my spine. And just even to get somewhere suitable for him, I had to wait for years. I had they had to go to the panel. They wanted me to start bidding again. So if it wasn't the case that the lady moves from this property and she didn't wanted it, I would still be living in the old house. And he's 10. He just turned 10, and he's almost as tall as me because I'm 5'2".
Wow. Carla, what I would also say is everything that you told me, all of these mitigating factors, everything that you described, your back pain and everything, they are culpable in the demise of your son. Didn't physically put their hands on his neck, but everything that led up to this point could have been prevented. And that's something you need to definitely explain to a lawyer. I'm not sure what they call them in England. I guess they have another name. And because you do need some sort of justice, and in honor of your son, also, and even for your family, everything that you've went through, not just physically, but the emotional trauma that you have experienced in your kids. So everything with that. I will keep you up
really depressing. Yes, sir. What was that?
No, I said good luck with everything. I will definitely keep you
Yes,
lifted in
thank
prayer.
you for your advice.
I mean, no worries. Well, you guys have a good night. I'll just keep listening if someone else wants to call in.
Thank you so much for your input. I appreciate the call.
Thanks.
All right, the phone line is open once again, 754-317-5747, WhatsApp only. Call in and give this guest some advice or your condolences. I'm quite sure she will appreciate it. All right, 754-317-5747.
It's to say that the racism in England is rooted in the system, and it's so rooted in the system that I don't know how I don't think it's gonna change like within, I don't know, years or weeks. It's really, really bad here. For us who come here, who has children here, or even certain place where they put us to live, it's rooted. For even your children going to school, it's really bad. And the system is here, but it's not for us. So we have to fight to get any support or anything, or for schooling, for jobs. It's a constant fight and a battle here.
Well, everyone in the comments section, Cautionary Tales especially, is saying that you do have a case and you should definitely push it. All right, we have our next call on the line. Caller, good night, you're live. Thank you for calling.
Hello, good morning, Unstoppable. It's Susie One here.
Hi, Susie.
Yes, good night, caller. I did send a message to the WhatsApp and also online, and hopefully I'll be able to help you. There is a black newspaper called The Voice. I don't know if you've heard of it, caller.
Yes, I was trying to get in contact with them because what happened, I've been trying to put my story in the BBC and the Evening Post. I've been trying to do big media, but they won't put the story. I don't know what, for some reason, they're refusing to put the story out there. And my sister, she did talk to someone from The Voice. We were discussing the situation. Yeah, so yeah, because yeah, it needs to go out there. It's where I'm living now. I'm living in a place that's called Bristol. So people from the
Yes,
UK
I'm
would
aware.
familiar with it. Yeah.
I live in the UK, so I'm aware. This is why I mentioned the voice to you, because it's a paper
Yeah, I
that I
realized
read. I've
that.
been reading
Yes.
the paper for years. Because they do have a contact number online that you can call. Because I just had a look online 10 minutes ago, so they have a
Okay.
direct contact number. I think they also have an email
Oh,
address.
thank you.
And another person you can probably contact is one of the Black MPs, Diane Abbott.
Oh,
You know
yes,
Diane
yes, I've
Abbott?
heard of her. Yes.
So yeah, maybe there should be some way you should be able to go online, and she should have a contact email or a secretary that you may contact. Maybe I'll send it in a WhatsApp message to Unstoppable, and you can pass it
Yes,
on to
please,
you.
if you could. Yes, because
Yes. So yeah,
my head is all over the place, you know? There's so much
I,
information sometimes that comes in. Yes.
I can imagine. Yeah. So Diane Abbott is an MP. She's been an MP for must be 30 years now. So maybe she'll be able to give
Yeah,
you
I
some
know her.
help. Also,
Yes.
I was going to ask caller. I'm a mental health professional. Are you receiving any medication for your depression or?
No, you know, even after my son passed, no one reaches out. The school didn't call. He goes to respite at Bellbrook. They didn't call to say, you know, the only place that called was Charlton Farm. So it's a hospice that you used to go
Okay.
sometimes. They were the only one that reaches out to us as a family to say, you know,
What I
what
can
happened.
advise you is, as a mental health professional, you could go to your GP and discuss with your GP, tell him how you're feeling or whatever, and he should be able to refer you to a counselor so you can receive some counseling
Yes.
support. Yeah.
Yes.
And then if you want
Yes,
to,
I
I
was
don't
thinking
know,
about that as well for my daughter as well.
of course. And also, I don't know, because maybe you can direct you to bereavement counseling. And also, if you're
Yes,
finding it
yes.
difficult, to sleep, he can also give you something for sleep and for the depression. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna speak to, because all that what's going on, I didn't have the time to, you know.
Yeah, of
So
course,
I'm
of
still trying
course,
to, yeah.
of
Thank you for
course.
your advice
So
as well.
no problem. So Unstoppable, what I'll do, I'll send a contact message to the WhatsApp for the
Yes.
details of the MP, Diane Abbott.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll
Yes.
send that on to you.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right,
Okay.
Susie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh,
All right.
okay. No problem.
Yes.
Much
Caller,
Thank
love.
you very
all
much
the
for calling.
best. Good
Thanks.
luck. No problem. Bye bye.
All
Bye.
right.
Thanks.
Carl, I want to give you my condolences from myself and every single person watching right now. And I do hope that you do get the assistance that you need, and hopefully this program will reach to them, and they know that these are your concerns, right? And they understand that you are going to be
Yes.
pushing forward with legal action to make sure that Daniel gets the justice he deserves, right? So
Yes, and I agree on that. And for me, I am, because obviously I know it's not only me going through similar situation. Because what happened, as I said, when you come here, when you are a black person and you come here, or your parents is from the islands or wherever, it's a struggle. And imagine to have a child with such needs, it's even 10 times harder to get by and try. And the thing is, with here, it's not as if the assistant isn't here, it's here, but it's not for everyone. And I've mentioned this several times.
right.
There is funding here, there is assistance here, there are everything in this country, because I've seen it, but it's just not for us.
Mhm. As soon as Susie sends the information to me, I will forward it to you. And I do wish
Yes.
you all the best. And please, whatever happens, if there's any progress, reach out to me and let me know so that I can give the viewers an update. Okay.
Yes, I will do. And thank you very much for your program,
No problem. It's a pleasure to have you. Have a good
Yes,
morning.
and thank you for having me as well.
Sure. All the best.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.
All right, Unstoppable family, there you have it. It's a sad situation. Like I always said, no parent should ever have to bury a child. That's the saddest thing right there. I do hope that some solicitor in the UK is watching this program and is willing to assist her and give her the assistance that she needs. As I hear, she said she's trying to sort out the funds right now to actually pay for a proper lawyer. Because, I mean, the legal aid, them not gonna really try to put out their best in helping her. That's the thing. But I do hope that she gets the assistance. Yes, Ramin, I certainly hope that she does. Family, we're at the end of the program tonight, and it's sad that we have to end it on such a sad note, but sometimes these are the type of programs, where it just have to end sad. If you have a badge beside your name right now, it's time for you to start marching out so that I can wrap up the program by giving you your shout out. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, as long as you are rocking your badge, it's time for you to march out right now. For 25 months, Tappers has been an unstoppable official rocking a loyalty star badge beside her name. Much love to Tappers. And then we got Gary Logan marching out, rocking a loyalty star badge as well. We have enough people reach loyalty. Kimon Unstoppable is now at loyalty star as well. Much love to you, Kimon. Iridata is rocking an extreme VIP. Whoop, whoop. Here comes Kizzy Unstoppable rocking 32 months. Watch out, man. Kizzy a show off in the family. Kizzy a show off. Kizzy come out a march out with 32 months under her belt. That means she's rocking the loyalty star as well. We got Tracy and Edwards rocking a loyalty star, a newcomer badge as well. Cindy B is in the building rocking a super VIP badge. Lurleen Miller is in the house as well, rocking a super VIP. Maximar is rocking an extreme VIP badge as well. Gary Logan, thank you so much for that super chat, my brother. It's appreciated. Mina Unstoppable is rocking an extreme VIP badge. Sylvia Unstoppable is rocking an extreme VIP badge as well. We got Maxima representing with an extreme VIP, and Miss Pat, aka Pat Henry, is rocking a super VIP badge. All right, Maxima is rocking 24 months. Soon reach loyalty star as well. And also Sylvia is at 24 months. So say the next couple of shows to come, you're gonna see Maxima and Sylvia rocking them loyalty star. All right, so big up to all the people that don't reach loyalty star, but Sylvia and Maxima is right behind, coming to get that loyalty star. All right, see the Tappers are telling you get to no badge. If you don't get to no badge yet, get it now. All right, if you want to get your badge, all you have to do is, if you're on YouTube, click the home page and you will see where it says the word join in blue. Click the join and sign up to get your badge. Or if you look in the chat right now, you will see where Stream Elements is dropping the link in the chat as I speak and telling you, if you're not get your badge yet, sign up and get your badge by clicking this link. All right. Loyalty Star is the last and the highest badge, Gary. Loyalty Star is the highest badge. All right. So once you reach Loyalty Star, that's it right there. All right. So that is the highest. What do you mean loyalty? Because listen, you have to be loyal to the program to make it to Loyalty Star. Think about it, right? Because with YouTube, if you cancel your membership and re-sign up, then you're going to start all over from newcomer. You understand? So that's what go on. So once you make it to loyalty star, boy, that means you're really loyal because you've been around like Kizzy there for 32 whole months as an official member. Boy, I tell you, and Sylvia and all of them, they have for 20 and 25 and sure. Romina say, how will me reach? Oh, Lord. Let me check where Romina there. Let me check where Romina there. And what Facebook crew, as long as you have your badge, march out with the flames. All right, let's see now. Romina is rocking her badge over here, rocking her flames. Then we got Mama Merville in the house, rocking her badge as well over there on Facebook. We get Arlene Wilson rocking her badge as well over there on Facebook. And we need you to sign up more over there on Facebook. And it's so easy to sign up on Facebook. All you have to do is look down to where you type, right, and look to the right side of that. You will see a turquoise icon. We need to put that up on the screen. Soon the next show, I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see. All right. Once you see the turquoise icon, it's just like the color of your badge. Click that and you will be able to sign up and get your badge. All right. It's that simple. Fly girl, I don't understand why I'm not seeing your badge. That's what I get. You need to check that, Fly girl. Something I go on. I'm not seeing your badge at all. All right, so check that, Fly girl, and see what happened. All right, now listen. Before I leave, I want to remind every single person that's listening right now, if you have an experience you'd like to share, the platform welcomes you. All right, all you have to do is send a WhatsApp message to 754-317-5747, and all the message has to say is, Unstoppable, I have a story I would like to share. It's that simple. All right, Fly girl, it no day over there neither. It the day over the night, a Fly girl, something wrong. Me don't know how I go on. Your badge gone on Facebook and it gone on YouTube. Something off over there. Me don't know how I go on. So you need to look into that. All right. All right. We got Lady K in the building, marching out, rocking a loyalty star as well. All right. Yep. We got plenty of people rocking them loyalty star over here on YouTube, man. And enough how to reach loyalty. Family, we gone. Wednesday night is obviously another program. What we can't left without big up Jamaican Trucker, man. So Jamaican Trucker just march out and rock the badge. But Jamaican Trucker on YouTube, you march out with the custom emoji. Over Facebook, we march out with the star, with the flames. All right? Yeah, man. Lady B, Unstoppable, big up yourself. Much love. Glad to see you. Big up all of my moderators in the house as well. That helps to moderate the program every single show night. You are all appreciated. I'll see you all on Wednesday night for another awesome program. Much love.